I got scammed for $1 billion.
I got scammed for $1 million. And
$1 billion. He got scammed for $10 billion.
here's my story. You may have seen the video on my main channel where I talk about how we should have been covered up to $1 million for this lawsuit against Logan Paul because we have what's called media insurance or errors and omissions insurance. The reason I got this, the reason most media companies get this is because of defamation lawsuits, especially if you're going to do original reporting on very rich people and accuse them of things like scamming. You know, people don't take too kindly to that. And many times they will threaten to frivolously sue you. Sometimes they even will sue you.
I'm surprised his legal team, his insurance covered everything except like the most basic thing of being sued.
Mr. Pyrocynical, you have made a video of Carmela Harris, but would you make a video on couch fucker, dolphin porn share? I am racist for drinking Mountain Dew, JD Vance. Either that or a video of you immigrating to Sweden after the UK race war.
Would I move to Sweden? I would love to. Get me out of this dog water country.
And you have to be prepared to defend yourself. It's very expensive, and so you want some way to do that. So you can get insured for that. You can get insured for defamation. And we've actually used the same type of defamation insurance or errors and omissions insurance to cover ourselves before,
Pyro,
and successfully done that. This time we thought it would...
Granny is watching and you're not sell one to Carl.
It's not a sex toy. It's literally a ball that I bought that does that. I think it looks cool. I think it's for like a dog or something, but I don't know. I thought it was nice.
It would be no different. So when we got sued, I saw a lot of great like support from people saying, look, I want to help.
Let's get sloppy.
I want to help you.
Let's get sloppy in here. Let's get sloppy. Let's get sloppy in here. Let's get so. Let's get sloppy in here. Let's get sloppy. Let's get sloppy in here. Yeah, go.
I swear, whenever you use that song TTS, it's like a random voice that plays.
Like, you know, you should do it.
Let's get sloppy in here.
GoFundMe or whatever. And I said to myself, well, look, I don't want to do that because I don't need it. And many commenters knew that I had insurance and they said, hey, he doesn't need it. Don't worry. He's got this errors and omissions insurance. I was like, yeah, you're right. You know, that's true. Except then I called my insurance company to put in a claim. I'm like, yo, knock, knock. We've been paying you thousands of dollars a year. Why not time for you to pay up? And they promptly called back. They're like, actually, no, we're not going to do that because in the fine print of our policy, your new policy, we've excluded ourselves from defamation claims. So I was confused. I was like, wait, but the whole reason I got this was defamation. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like,
is this like a specialized insurance he has, or is it just like, is it like, does that cover like injuries and stuff like that? Is it like an everything, like an umbrella thing? Or is it literally just he got it for defamation and they just rub out the one thing that they actually were going to protect him from?
Like, well, what does this cover if not defamation? They're like, well, errors and omissions. And I'm thinking, what do you call?
Okay, it's not an umbrella thing then. What is errors and omissions? Like, you make an error, but you don't get sued for it, so that's not defamation?
Error.
Shitty art insurance. No, it's actually a bit. Like, you pay these people on a retainer to protect you. That's the entire point.
Garden of Banban 6 is out. Markiplier just streamed it.
It's not out. I don't... Look. Is this a bit you're all doing? It's definitely not out. Like, look, it's been out since... It says it's been out the 20th of December, 2023. I've played through this. I remember doing this puzzle. I've played through it already. Are you guys pulling my leg? My leg. Are you guys actually pulling my leg? I don't... What? No, I've played... Guys, I've played this on... Do you guys have dementia? I played this... Dude, I literally had a mental breakdown because you're making fun of my chins. Like I remember this stream. I played through this game, guys. Damn.
In media, you call it defamation. I mean, if CNN goes on...
No, Milkiplier is just a little bit late. He was too busy drinking milk.
And and they make an error about some random person, that person's not going to sue them for the error. They're going to sue them for defamation. So I was confused. I was like wildly confused. I go to my policy. I'm like shocked to find, yeah, okay, sure enough. Yep, you guys are excluded from defamation. And I'm like, how did this happen? So that requires the full story. So that's the TLDR. Scam for $1 million. If they had paid out the whole claim, right? Like that's obviously a big part of this. Ultimately, we paid like, I think during the lifetime of this insurance, we probably paid like a few tens of thousands of dollars to this insurance. So it hasn't been cheap to pay for insurance that.
That's not insane. I thought he was going to say hundreds of thousands. That's not insane. But obviously, when you pay a company to cover your ass, and then they suddenly go, nah, what, like the equivalent of what he's done right now is basically just like, it's like a donation. He's basically donated to like a lawyer's firm, and they haven't even helped him.
Ultimately did nothing. So we at minimum got scammed for that amount. If you actually,
because I actually, no, to be fair, I did say tens of thousands isn't a lot of money.
Pyro. It's my birthday.
Hang on one sec. I said tens of thousands of dollars isn't a lot. That makes me sound really out of touch. I just instantly assumed in my head, because CoffeeZilla's older than me, I thought he would have been running this insurance company for like, well, running with this insurance claimant for like 10, 15, 20 years. That's kind of what I thought. But this actually might have only been a couple of years. But he did say a couple $1,000s a year, which is pretty normal for retainers, unfortunately. Sorry, I'll play the demo again.
It's my birthday today and I'm wasting my precious time, and now money, broke,
Nice.
watching you. Could wish me a happy birthday? Please, please, please? Love you, Pookie, kiss.
Happy birthday, burnt toast. Hope you have a good one, man. Thank you for the 10.
if you look at the total policy we had,
Small loan of $1 million. Oh my god, do you remember that meme? Dude, I hate myself for that meme. I forced that meme so much, bro.
it was up to $1 million. So I don't think it's a stretch
Right, so I'm assuming they would have paid him out $1 million. They wouldn't have helped him with Logan, but they would have like gave him $1 million to help fund himself, basically.
to say we got scammed for $1 million. But the full
So I don't understand what they did. Did they quietly update the claim without telling him? Because he did say that that's originally why he had them, and they like changed the claim. Because they do that all the time. You know when you buy like a game or something and you see like the terms of service, it's like no one reads it, they all just skip.
dollars. So I don't think it's a stretch to say we got scammed for $1 million.
The reasons set forth herein, underwriters hereby deny coverage for this matter in its entirety. Great. So you paid them like tens of thousands of dollars and they just refused to help you. GG.
But the full story, I think, is even more interesting. So initially, we had gotten a message from another YouTuber who had just been in a lawsuit. This is how we started getting into this whole thing. And they told us, look, dude, I just paid $250,000. We were small at this time. He goes, I just got paid $250,000 to fight this lawsuit. I'm in the right. It's totally frivolous. This guy knows it. You need to make sure you get this thing called errors and omissions insurance so you can be protected like I wasn't. So we were a small channel.
Defamation lawsuits are really scary because it usually does boil down to who has more money. Like I remember I saw this documentary on like why the UK is cooked, and you get like big companies and they have civil lawyers that sue other big companies, and they do it because they use the taxpayers' money. And like what Logan will probably do, honestly, as a strat, he'll try to bury CoffeeZilla. So he will basically throw up as many examples and cases, because what they love to do during these disputes is bury the opposition under paperwork so they run out of money. It's a really sleazy tactic that's completely legal. So like Logan pulls up like 15 filing cabinets and then says it's evidence, throws it at CoffeeZilla's lawyer, and it's like, yeah, you got to go through that. And it slows down the process so much, and during that time Coffee will still have to have his lawyer on retainer, so it eats into
Pyro,
his income.
I spent the last few days shitting my guts out and sleeping so far that when I fell asleep, I could still hear you in my dreams, cause all I do is watching your hour-plus videos. Thank you.
You watch me when you're shitting. That is great to hear. Thank you for the 10, man.
And relatively, the insurance was going to be
It's called a slap suit.
very expensive for us. But I appreciated that, and I thought, you know, that's really wise. If this channel continues in a certain direction, in the type of content that I want to produce, we need to have this. So we found a broker who kind of advertised himself as like, look, every YouTuber needs defamation
I watch Suits, so I think I could be his lawyer. I never watched Suits. The only thing I know about Suits is that god-awful green screen scene on the roof.
insurance. If they're going to be publicly talking about news, about like different topics. So you get a hold of this guy and we say, hey, we want that. So he goes, great. So he shops us around some insurance and we pretty immediately find some carriers who are willing to take us because at the time our channel is much smaller and I would just say it's like less risky.
Justice is only for the rich. I mean, with lawsuits, yeah. Unfortunately, it's whoever has the most amount of money. They get a better lawyer. That lawyer has more time, has more experience. That's why when you get that, like, the pro bono stuff, it's like the free lawyers, like, they're not bad lawyers. It's just they don't have a lot of time for you because they're juggling, like, 50 cases at once.
So to speak. Because the smaller you are, the less people are going to see it. It's just not as big of a risk. So we get covered.
Darkwood when?
And...
Darkwood when? I already said this, bro. Thank you for the 10. It's the end of August. The end of August it's coming out.
In 2019 or 2020, we get a cease and desist letter from Dan Locke, okay? I'm just trying to remember the year. I'm not so clear about the years, but I just remember we got a cease and desist from Dan Locke. It was one of our first, and the guy showed up at our house, really freaked us out. He's like, hey, are you blah, blah, blah? I'm like, yes. He's like, oh, you know, not you've been served, but like, here, this is, you know, aha, we got you.
Do you remember with Friendly Geordies as well? It's like you have to be legally given the papers in hand for them to actually be, like, accepted.
Stop putting the cap from your bottle in your mouth, you autistic pub dweller. Love the content though, but FR shit's gonna make me act up.
Yeah, I spat it out. But yeah, I remember with Friendly Geordies, like, he had what was it? Like, he had a fake prosthetic hand that fell off, so he couldn't legally accept the papers.
So I'm reading the cease and desist letter. It's very like angry. You know, lawyers use that language like, you have to respond, like da-da-da. We're going to take very, you know, heavy legal action against you. So we're freaked out.
Are you going to make a channel called Pyro Sleep and post one video a month and it'll be 10 hours of slop to fall asleep to? No, but I'm doing like a weekly slap channel pretty soon. You know, like Tommy Innit and Jay Schlatt have like those personal channels where they answer questions. I was going to start a channel like that this weekend. And I was going to, like, edit all of it myself and stuff. I just think it'd be, like, kind of refreshing.
So I called my insurance, and I was like, ring, ring. Hey, we're getting a cease and desist for defamation. Can you help? They're like, yep, we cover that. That's the whole point of the stuff. That's why you got it. So we're going to get you a lawyer. So we got a lawyer. We fought the cease and desist. It ultimately turned into nothing. In fact, most cease and desist letters turn into nothing.
Yeah.
But
there's so many YouTubers that have been handed cease and desists and they do just go nowhere because it is to, like, silence them. I think Nikocado Avocado has done, like, more cease and desists than, like, any other YouTuber I know. Thank you, Lake Man, for the 2 months. Would you make a Cyberpunk video? Nah. I'm not invested enough in that game. Sorry, man. I got it. For a game that big, I'd need to get, like, an autistic fixation on it or something to do a video. I just couldn't. Sorry.
We were relieved. We were like, okay, great. This stuff works. I'm very glad we have it. So we go the next year and it gets...
Blastfire, why did you screen record me? What I just got sent? Look what I just got sent. Really? Really? All right.
More expensive, significantly more expensive, this type of insurance, because...
It's not even... No. It's... Shut up. I've already explained this 3 times.
As you use it, they're like, well, you're a risk now. Now that you've used the thing you paid for...
Why are we saying for free? For free.
We have to charge you a lot more for it. It's maybe like getting into an accident with, like, car insurance. But what I find a little unfair about this is we did nothing wrong. like, we didn't do anything. In fact... Our claims, I think, were fair, and I don't think they were defamatory at all.
Boy here. Thank you all for the wishes. Got me wiggling my feet in the air and shit. Thank you, Orange Heart. Also really excited for the Darkwood video. It can't come soon enough.
Thank you, Burnt Toast, for the 10. You sound a little bit zesty, brother. But yeah, I hope you have a good birthday.
But either way, The price goes up. We're happy to pay it. We're like, sure, we don't care. As the years go, our channel starts getting bigger. And the channel, from an insurer's point of view, gets more risky, right?
Yeah.
They're like, you're bigger, you get more views. Therefore, more eyeballs see it.
What a lot of YouTubers do is they actually move their money out of their account and they put it in like another company holding. A lot of YouTubers that I know do that because if they get sued, then it's like, we've actually got no money. We're broke. So a lot of YouTubers will set up another, I mean, big companies do this as well and big individuals. They set up like a proxy company that has no affiliation with what makes them money. And they kind of just have it all sat in there. Because then it's technically a separate entity. So if you get sued, then it's like, oh, wait, we sued this guy for 10 mil, but he's only got like £20 in the account. Okay, well, we might as well drop the suit.
You need to pay more money. Always happy to do that. Fine, whatever.
I do like that, though. It's like the bigger your channel, like people seem to always think that you're a bigger risk. But it's like you have channels with like millions and millions of subs that are dead channels. You might have a channel that has like 5 million subs, and then a channel with 100k subs clears more views than them. And you might have what's the other example I was going to make? I forgot. But yeah, no, just an example of like, you know, like a big number doesn't. Oh yeah, another example is like you might have a YouTuber that has like millions and millions of subs, but they don't actually have a lot of money. Like I know that there was a YouTuber called Guava Juice, I think. He did like wholesome Chungus family content, like peak brain rot content, and that guy like didn't even know to monetize his videos until he was doing YouTube for like 3 years. It's just doing all that for free. It was crazy.
At one point, the insurance company we had been using says, okay, you know what? We actually don't want to do this anymore for whatever.
Someone in chat just said, keep pausing, ... I'm almost ... NGH. Oh. And of course your profile picture's annoying orange. You need to be actually touched by... Fuck off.
reason, you're not being renewed this year. So we go to our insurance broker and we're like, okay, what do we do? He's like, well, I can shop you around a bunch more policies. What do you want? And we're like, well, we just want similar coverage. He goes, great. So he goes around, they work with a bunch of people, and they're like looking for a while. We can start getting nervous. We start getting close to the deadline of when we have to renew.
I still like how Logan Paul sued him with 3 hours left on the deadline, by the way.
And because it's kind of a big deal. You don't want to lapse your coverage because then you say something is not covered, whatever. So finally, we're getting down to the wire. He's like, look, you know, I do have this one insurance company we can go to. I don't know. They're kind of like, we can go to them. So we're like, yeah, dude, well, anything.
I have this one insurance company. Just follow me down this dark alleyway at 3 in the morning.
Finally, he comes back. He goes, great news. They're going to do it. And we're like, oh.
What do you mean another clip in the Goon Bank? I was reading a message from chat. How many of you here are gay? Like seriously?
Awesome.
What is wrong with chat today?
Is it more expensive? He's like, yeah, it's like 40% more expensive. We're like, we don't care. That's fine. We'll pay it.
Thank you, Annan, for the 10.
So he goes, great. Sign this, whatever, and we're good. So we sign it, and we're like, great. Little did I know, these guys had put a special...
Pyro, would you rather a Genshin Impact son or Valorant daughter?
Cooper, thank you for the 10. That is the worst question I've ever been asked. Genshin Impact son? Well, Genshin Impact is anime. Anime bad. Valorant daughter. I'd probably go Valorant daughter. I mean, if they end up making as much money as like Pokimane, then yeah, I mean, I'll be happy.
Exclusion, 2 exclusions actually that are relevant. The biggest one in this policy was on page like 31, and it said, you know, we are excluded from covering. It's all these things they won't cover. They're like, we won't cover defamation. Now that's the only reason we're buying the insurance, but we don't see it. Now, there's a lot of like, whose fault is this?
That has to be a scam, right?
Pyro, what are your thoughts on Super Lesbian Animal RPG?
Thank you, Marco, for the 10. I've never heard that in my life. I'm very sure you just made that up. That has to be a scam. It's like, big company. Big company could be sued. Me get lawyer. Lawyer goes, no, we won't cover.
Is this the fault of
Like, what else do they cover if it's not for being sued for defamation?
the underwriter
He mentioned like an errors thing. It's like, oh, did you get something wrong in your spelling bee? Okay, we'll pay you out now.
for not flagging it? Is it the fault of our broker for not telling us because he's the expert? Is it our fault for not reading the whole all 50-something pages of the contract? We're not insurance experts.
I'll be honest, bro. I don't blame Coffee for that at all. No one is reading that 50-page contract. Like, you literally have people that read your contract for you because contracts are so obnoxiously wrote that no human can like, you have people that are employed just to translate a legal document for you. They are like the moth priests. They are like the moth priests in Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Like, blind people that sit there reading it even though it's not in Braille.
Hey Pyro, in your professional opinion, if cats could read and write, do you think they would care about cursive?
They're writing
Put
Comic
on Summer
Sans.
stress again, please, please, please. I speak on behalf of all of chat right now, not gay, just female enough.
Thank you, Nick Sick, for the 10. I might do another cosplay stream, to be fair, because the last time I did it, it was just like, holy money printer.
But should we have read it? Should we have hired a lawyer, right? I'm not going to get...
But yeah, no, back what I was saying about Coffee, it's like, I don't blame him at all for that. Legal contracts make no sense. Like, whenever I get like a contract for whenever I get a contract for a YouTube sponsor, they're actually really bad. Like, a lot of YouTube contracts do actually say, by the way, if our company like goes bankrupt overnight, we don't have to pay you. That is pretty much what so one thing that will happen, I reckon, I don't know when, maybe this year, maybe next year, I don't know. There will 100% be a company that works with YouTubers a lot, like NordVPN or what's the headphones that everyone uses? Raycon? Yeah, that's the one, Raycon. One of these types of YouTube sponsor companies will definitely go bankrupt. And they won't pay out because what they do is they work in like months, right? So they'll have a budget of like $250K for a month and they'll spread it across like 100 YouTube channels. And I reckon that one of these companies will go bankrupt and they just won't pay out and they'll disappear. And there'll be so many like expose videos turning out on them. Also, funny thing, I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say this. But when you work with Raycon, right? The earphone company that everyone works with. Hang on, sorry, Pokey, I'll play that dono in a sec. Whenever you work with Raycon, it says there's like 3 stipulations that are really big, right? One of them is like, there's 2 stipulations that are really big. One of them is do not mention any competitors like AirPods. Do not compare us to AirPods because that's like the easiest comparison, right? Which is fair. Don't mention a competitive brand. But the second one, which is really, really funny, you are not allowed to mention Kim Kardashian or the Kardashian family in any regard. And you know why that is? Because Raycon is owned by Ray J, who did the sex tape with Kim Kardashian. So they are that rent-free about it that you're not even allowed to mention it in a video. Which I thought was so genius. Every single Raycon sponsor I've got, they always have that in the contract.
Get into all of that in this video. The point is, there is this...
I probably just lost like every Raycon sponsor forever now. GG. It was worth it. It was worth it for the TikTok clip. It was worth it.
There's this exception in the fine print that we never hear about.
All I need to do is do what that Thor guy does. And just like open up MS Paint and just start doing like drawing comparisons and stuff.
And there's also an exception from what they call like digital assets. Like it's like they're excluded from covering it if it's about digital assets. Now, if you've seen my content, all the videos are, well, not all of them, but a lot of videos are about some type of digital asset. So it's like they wrote a policy, charged us 40% more.
They must know what he does for a job, right? Like this guy is like the closest to being sued out of anyone. I mean, I know he is literally being sued now, but he is in so much more of a danger zone. Like commentary channels can talk so much shit and like basically barely anything happens. He's going after people that will actually fight back with lawsuits.
And then every single part of the policy is like just drawing a box where it's like, we won't cover anything that this channel talks about. So anyway, I mean, I guess that's...
It sounds stupid and he should have read the contract, but again, it's like if you're given like a 50-page document that is speaking in moon runes, H3 got sued. H3 did get sued, but then he won, and that was a landmark case because now no one can sue because they will look back on that and it's like, oh shit, they won that. The judge ruled it as a landmark case. That was like one of the best things that happened with H3 is the outcome of that lawsuit and all the stress and anxiety he went through. It was totally worth it for him because he's basically changed. You know, a lot of people, like, people give Ethan a lot of shit. I don't watch him personally at all, but that case you cannot argue was like really good, really beneficial to YouTube. He basically, what happened to him stopped so many lawsuits from coming through on other YouTubers that were basically just making fun of other people. Yeah, sorry, Pokey, I'll play that dono.
Good afternoon, Pyro. I'm happy to see you streaming a lot lately. There's a spooky-looking game that I think you should wishlist called Endocopia. It's made by a YouTube animator called Andyland. Please check it out.
Endocopia? Oh, I've seen this. Is it not out yet? Damn, that actually looks sick though. I love that art style. Damn. Dude, if I wasn't a YouTuber, I'd be such a Tumblr kid. Holy shit.
It's good business for them if they can get people to like sign it. And it was sent to us like by a broker. They're like, yeah, this is the only guy that'll cover you. Here's the only thing you can get. And we're like, okay, great. So we pay for this for like 2 or 3 years. I forgot the exact, I have to pull up the exact emails of like when we first signed with these guys. But we pay like tens of thousands of dollars for this insurance that does not cover us. So now
I want to know if they low-key updated the policy and didn't tell them. Because that is a lawsuit in of itself, surely.
The whole Logan Paul stuff happens. We call our broker. They say, no. Or, call our broker. They file with the insurance company. The insurance company says, no, we're not going to do that. The broker starts freaking out. It's the first time they've heard of this. They had no idea. This is all in.
Yeah, because it falls on the broker because the broker set it up. And then the broker's like, wait, you wanted that thing, but you couldn't get that thing? Wait, that's my fault.
Writing too. Like, it's actually crazy what they put in writing. They're like, yeah, we had no idea that this was part of the thing. We didn't know. So,
I was a Tumblr kid. Yeah, I had a Tumblr, but I never used it. I just have the username Pyrocynical on there, but I never posted a single thing on there.
Yeah, that's the full story of what happened. I mean, it's kind of tough because by the letter of the policy, it's kind of like, did the insurer do anything? I mean, they just offered us a deal and we took it. So it's more like, okay, well, the broker, anyway, we're talking to like people because we're like, dude, how can we pay tens of thousands of dollars for insurance that doesn't insure the thing we paid a broker to find us? It's like paying a broker to find you car insurance and then they like sell you like car insurance that excludes any type of accident that includes something with 4 wheels. Like that's literally what this is like. But now we're in this crazy position where we're having to like talk to lawyers about if we need to like lawyer up versus the insurance company that's supposed to be paying for our lawyers in the other case. Like, it's so stupid. We're now having to be like, wait, no, I think you scammed us. Also to the broker, like we're in this ridiculous situation where we should have had insurance to protect us if our insurance didn't pay up, because now we got to talk to all these other lawyers too. Yeah, it's so frustrating. And by the way,
I think the worst thing that can happen is when you're being sued. The people that want to protect you are just like, nah, we can't help. Because he already knows he's going to have to pay so much in legal fees. Like, he invested in that insurance to get a payout of $1 million. Because $1 million, like, he spent tens... Okay, let's say he spent 30K, right? It's probably more. He just said tens of thousands of dollars. Let's say 30K. That compared to $1 million in anyone's mind would have been like, that's worth it. That's worth it.
Not only are we now having to look at all our options for what to do about all this.
Like, imagine you're stuck in the worst situation imaginable where your livelihood is at stake. And then the people that are meant to protect you, that you're paying a retainer every month, are like, nah, I don't really feel like it.
I have to read you this, dude. The broker not only admitted he didn't know what was in the policy, he put in writing...
Should have made a GoFundMe. He specifically said he did not want to do a GoFundMe, and instead he's selling merch. And I think the merch sales should hopefully be very, very good for him. I have no idea how many he's sold. He's looking at doing made to order. So it's not a limited drop. He basically will sell as many as people buy. So there's no exclusivity, which is also very good. He's probably got the merch linked. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's got all this merch. I went over this yesterday. That t-shirt is my favorite. Very good. But yeah, that should... I mean, I'm thinking like YouTuber brain here. If he's charging $28 for a tee, he's probably making like, I don't know, $16? Maybe $16? It depends on shipping costs as well. Actually, shall we check shipping costs? Because I know shipping costs... Oh, free shipping for over 60. That's very smart. That's very smart. Oh, right. Okay, that's really smart. So he's done it as free shipping for orders over 60, but nothing is $30. You've got one for $28.13. So if you bought these two together, that's still under $60. So you would then have to buy another shirt to get the free shipping. But I'll be honest, the shipping is probably the same as one of these shirts. Because I know, like, my shipping costs are really bad. Because, like, Brexit and stuff and Royal Mail, like, it's a mess.
That the underwriter didn't know what was in the policy.
I mean... Someone said capitalism. I mean, it's for a good cause, though. So, you know, it's like, if that was Logan Paul or something, ironically, the guy suing him, I swear, like, he'd get shit on. But, like, that's for a good cause, so it makes sense. And also, again, shipping is really expensive.
So he says, the quote and email from blank never mentioned that this exclusion was being removed. It's not common for agencies or underwriters to read through every line and exclusion of every policy we receive. So while we could have checked the policy to see that defamation was excluded,
I'm gonna check actually how much the shipping is. Give me a sec. I wanna check. I'm gonna get the thank you one for... I'll probably buy it, to be fair, actually. I'll just support him. Fuck it. Is it oversized? It's not, so I will get a large. Because I have a massive chest, because I work out every day. Right. Just give me a sec here. Fucking hell, so much information to go fill in. Right, so if I get a shirt for £28, £28, 13 pence. I'm just checking how much shipping is. Oh, shipping is £5, 42 pence. That's nothing. Okay, shipping is really cheap. Damn. I thought shipping would be way more expensive. £5. They've only got one kind of shipping. It's standard. They don't have like express or anything. The shipment is dispatched from the United States. You're responsible. You're responsible for paying any customs or duties. Okay. That sucks a little bit. Okay, so if you guys don't know, they have... I'm just going to close the tab. They have customs and duty. And this is a bit of a problem because whenever you get something sent abroad... Customs get hold of it, and they're like, is this dangerous? Is this dangerous? And then they check it, and then they find out that there's nothing there, and it's like, oh, this has a lot of value. And what they do is, in customs, they charge you to have it brought. So someone pays for something, sends it to you, that you then have to pay a charge for it to even get in the country. And they base it on value, and they base it on weight. It's just so stupid. Like, dude, I literally paid someone the other week for like a 3D sculpt of my character, and it's like 3 foot long. And I swear that thing is gonna, because it's made out of like clay, that thing is gonna cost like 2K just to get in the country.
some fault lies with the carrier for not disclosing this to us when it was quoted. What? So they're just pointing fingers at each other, but the person actually affected is us. So, and then they also say they not only didn't know what was in my policy, they have apparently may have sold this policy.
You're going to put it in a jar? It's too big for a jar.
To other people. In another email, they say, it looks like it's going to have to go up the ladder at the insurance company to find out why this wasn't disclosed to us earlier, that this exclusion was in there. I've been told by the underwriter that this has his full attention.
How's the breeze, Pyro? Got it stored somewhere cold. Anyways, have you played You Have to Win the Game?
You have to win the game? No, I haven't heard of that, but cheers, Annan, for the 10.
I'd be really concerned.
Where's your PO box? It's in the description. So it's in the description of the actual stream. If you go down below into the description, it's at the very bottom.
Because they have a few other accounts with this insurance company, and if this exclusion is on all of them, then it's going to represent a larger problem for their business. So this may have been sent to tons of people who think that defamation is excluded for them as well, and it like actually isn't. I just think this is so crazy to me.
I'm happy he's made this video though, because if I get in contact with a lawyer, I will literally say, do you cover defamation? Yes. Okay, can you sign this form saying if you update your policy without directly informing me in person, not an email, not a phone call, you come to my house and you tell me in person, then I can sue you, right? I mean, like 90% of all lawyers would drop me, but I would still want that because they might have like done like a sneaky little change through an email that got put in his spam box or something.
Me that we're in this situation, but you know, we are. And ultimately now we're selling shirts. I mean, that's how we got here. That's how we got to selling this very cool, very nice shirt that you should definitely buy.
I really hope he raises money from that. Like if he made anything similar to what Cope Husband made, that'd be crazy.
Because I haven't even calculated how many shirts I need to sell to make up for this, but it's a lot. Okay, so if you could help out, that would be very appreciated. Pre-order is for 14 days, I believe. We got this shirt. We got a lot more. You can go check it out on the website, CoffeeZilla.store. But either way, that is the story of how I got scammed. Yes.
If he sells about 10K, he'll probably make around $500,000. No, just under $500,000, I think.
Me, CoffeeZilla.
Wait, am I doing that right? Am I doing the numbers right? Yeah, I think I am. Yeah. Compared to what I do in merch sales, because we don't sell a lot of merch. We probably print like a couple thousand at most. We don't really do made to order. We should probably start doing that though.
Zilla got scammed for $1 million. We got Dylan Danis. We got fine printed, whatever you want to call it. Tough, man. Tough.
PO box stream when? Send me stuff. I don't have like anything to open yet. Please send me stuff. If you guys send me stuff down below in the PO box, I would love to do a PO box unboxing stream.
Let me know if you have a similar story in the comments below, because a lot of people I've talked to actually are like, yeah, I've had the same experience with insurance. Not media insurance, but they're like, yeah, I had paid for insurance that ultimately, I guess that's their job, is to not.
He's got to sell like 33K shirts for $1 million. Did you do the math including that he gets 100% of all the money? Because he definitely doesn't. He wouldn't.
Pay, like they don't, obviously they don't make money from paying out $1 million.
There's no link. There is. There's a PO box address in the description.
On a policy that they maybe got paid like 30K for. So they make money from not.
Screw Logan for starting all this crap. Coffee may seem fine, but I guess the stress this thing has put him in. That's a very good point. He's probably under an insane amount of stress now, and he doesn't want to show it on camera because then you look weak, right? But this is probably very stressful for him. You know, he's selling the shirts. He's making money. That money's going to go straight into the lawsuit. He's also said any money, if he sells so much money that it covers all the legal fees, all the additional money is going to go straight into a pot for any other future legal problems he has.
Not paying out.
That, you know what that reminds me of, actually? Do you remember when H3 started that? What was it called again? Ethan Klein. He started a...
Thank you for covering the drama revolving around the transit map. Also, were you aware of the other COD Zombies drama about Mtlexify?
He made like a fund, right, to help other YouTubers that were being sued. Fupa Fund, that's right. Yeah, what happened with that? That was, yeah, I remember that now. Do you personally like any specific YouTuber merch? It's usually the smaller YouTubers that do the best merch. Thank you, Fracture, for the 5. I'm gonna go to bed. Have a good night, man. Did you talk about Mr. T? Are you aware of the Mr. T Lexify situation? I'm asked this like 3 times per stream. I still haven't looked into it. I mean, I can, but yeah, I genuinely get so many people ask about that every stream.
Claims. So I'm interested. If you guys have stories below of times where you had something similar happen in your life, I want to know about it. Either way, thanks for watching.
Assuming Coffee makes like $20 off each shirt with an average shirt cost of $30, he has to sell 47,000 to make a mil. Okay, so my math was way off. 47k. He'll probably shift that though. Hopefully. I mean, the problem is everyone's poor right now. No one's got any money, especially in the UK. Thank you, my name Lico, for joining. I mean, how many views? This got a mil. This got a mil, and then that's on 5 mil. Yeah. He probably, yeah, I feel like a lot of people will buy it to support someone. Because it's not just merch. You're helping him directly. So a lot of people will probably be like, you know, I don't even like the merch, but I'm going to buy it to support him. Like, after stream, I'm going to buy a shirt. I just don't want to do it now. Because I got to put my card details and stuff. Fuck that.